Friends, put your hands together to welcome on stage Quizmaster Pickbrain.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Pickbrain, here today, witnessing the Eastern Zonal Final of Tata Crucible for Campuses 2021. If there is a ring of excitement in my voice, it is with reason. It is arguably one of the most competitive and arguably one of the most competent reasons that you would really find excitement in a quizzing fraternity, because you get outstanding quizzers coming in from the East. Here, we've got not just quizzers from the East, we've got 6 champions from across the East. It only calls for a fascinating final. One will go through to the national final, one to the playoffs. But for the moment, we'll take a look at who these 6 champions are. Starting out first as our champion from Patna or Bihar, from CNLU, is Mohammad Mahatab. Welcome to you, Mahatab, as he wins from that historic region. As we go across not too far from Bihar to neighboring Jharkhand, and winning that phenomenal final from NIT Jharkhand is Amit Kumar Jha. Welcome, Amit, to our final here today. As we cut across, perhaps appropriately geographically, and move into Odisha and meet our champion from there, an aspiring doctor from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences from Bhubaneswar, is Adarsh Kumar Mohapatra. Welcome to you, Adarsh. As we move across to our next contender, and representing us from West Bengal as the champion from IIM Calcutta, it's Varad Vyapari. Welcome, Varad. Moving across to the northeast of our country, and this year we've had 2 clusters allocated to the northeast, and winning from the first of the 2 clusters, representing Guwahati University, Malay Das. Welcome to you. And completing our lineup here today from the second of our northeast zones, from the beautiful hills of Shillong, representing the Indian Institute of Management, Akash Verma. Welcome to you. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are 6 finalists here today, as we are going to bring to you the East Zone Final of Tata Crucible. Time for us to get started. Remember, 26 questions in the zonals as against the 24 in the cluster rounds. I'll come to the extra 2 questions as we get to that. For the moment, 100 remains the value of an answer. You get it right, plus 100, get it wrong, minus 100. 5 seconds, and I will be sharp on that time, is the duration that you get for every single question. If we are good to go, time to get started with the Eastern interface of Tata Crucible for Campuses 2021. Who is going to move into the national final from here? For now, it's time for them to get swifter on the first frontier. Here it comes. Starting with the first one, hands on that buzzer. Here we go. This is an old campaign of a famous brand. Malay Das is going for it. Yes, Malay?
Air India.
Is well played. Oh, beautifully played. Celebrating global sport in different forms was Air India, with the Maharaja happily sleeping there where the clue lies for you to crack the answer. 100 to Guwahati University. As we go to the second one on your screens now. The $1 billion loser is about the epic rise. Matab has gone for it, yes.
This is WeWork.
WeWork. Absolutely well answered. 100 to him. From Patna, he gets 100 on that. 2 questions done. All are looking sharp. They would be. They are champions. As we go to the next one, on your screen now. Which financial regulatory body are we looking at? Subhash Chandra. 5 seconds of time. Ticking. Amit, yes. Go ahead. I think he's taking a half chance.
Is it the insurance, RDAI, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India?
100 to you. In doubt, he gets it right. Oh, he's got 100 and well played on that 100. He's got 100 on IRDAI. As we go to the next one on your screens. Now, a Padma recipient, they completed 25 years. This is the office of their big boss. A great company which helps other companies manage their life in a very effective manner. He is a maverick CEO who travels to work perhaps in his tractors. A great man, a great example that you don't need the money and the exuberance to be successful. All you got to tell me is which Indian tech company started with such simplicity. They're doing amazingly well. No one taking a chance on that, and 5 seconds ticking away. The answer that I was looking for, Zoho. Zoho, Sridhar Vembu, a man who has really been a very different CEO in an era when funding and opulence has sometimes overtaken basic business objectives. As we go to the next one, penultimate question in this frontier, early days, on your screen, here it comes. Which company in the defense category would you associate to these light specialist vehicles from India? They're becoming big players in the defense space. They're known for their automobiles. Anybody giving it a shot, no one willing to take a half chance. Time ticking away, 5 seconds rolling past. The answer, Mahindra. Mahindras are the brand that is into defense and into what is called LSVs, the light specialist vehicles. Early days, everyone looking tentative, and the final question will determine if someone moves forward or gets closer in this race. Final question on your screens. There it comes. All these are famous people who gave the world something amazing. Akash has gone for it from I Am Shillong. Yes, Akash.
Say this is Twitter.
Well played. Absolutely well played. No nonsense 100 to him. And it's a first 100 for almost everybody. 4 out of the 6 of them. But I'll tell you which 4 are on that 100. To those of you who are watching this on the internet, well, it's time for me to ask you a couple of audience questions. Let me start. All you got to do is to type it into that chat box. You know how to play it now. And win a prize if you are correct. And whether it's the East, the Northeast, or anywhere in India, this year has been the year of school children. Tweeting me, texting me, tagging me, doing everything at Tata Crucible. And I'm getting used to it. Somehow feels it's a Tata Crucible for schools and not campuses. And they've been telling me, give us questions that we can crack. So here's one for you. The real name is Eric Arthur Blair. Eric Arthur Blair. Who am I talking about? Good one, typical school kind of question. Here's one more for you. In the 1970s, a man named David created a comic strip called Norm Nat. That's G-N-R-O-R-M, Norm Nat, G-N-A-T. It failed. The editor told him, or told people, his art is good, his gags are great, but well, nobody will identify with his bugs. What did he go on to create? A great character. We all love it. All you got to tell me is what got created. But for the moment, we'll go back and take a look. First round, where do the teams stand? Crucible quotient on your screen. Here's the story. 4 of them off to a fantastic start. Mahtab, Amit, Malay and Akash. Varad is outstanding. We've seen him in the rounds earlier, as is Adarsh. So, nothing really to predict about from the Eastern Zone. Well, I always say this, especially in a place like the East. Keep your money in your pocket and don't wage around. You never know what will happen. As we move to the second frontier of our game here today, it's time to play sharper. Here it comes. As we start with the first one, hands on the buzzer, question on your screen. Here it comes. Celebrating Women's Day has been this brand for many years. Varad has gone for it. Which brand from the world of Tatas? Go ahead.
Is it Tata Tea?
Tata Tea. He saw the word gold. That could have taken him in two directions. It's either Tata Tea. We left the gold there because many would think Tanishq. Well played, 100. Oh, very well played. It was intentional to leave the gold there. The human tendency would be when you say Tata and gold, you would think Tanishq. But clever Varad thinking through that and saying it's Tata Tea gold. Beautiful answer. As we go to the next one. On your screens, here it comes. Which giant in India? Malay Das. I think that was a little bit of a hurry. Go on.
So this is, I think, Tata Motors.
Into the
Magic.
ambulance
Magic.
business?
Yes, Magic Express.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Magic Express is actually the specific answer I would have been looking for. Tata Motors, still good enough, but you did add Magic Express to it. Superb answer. Not an easy question at all. As we go to the next one, he gets 100 and he's beginning to stay in the lead, which is good for him. On the next one, on your screen, here it comes. This is the old history of a great tire company, which you would in some ways also associate. Amit's gone for it. Yes, Amit.
Is it Goodyear?
Well, just stopped me when I said you would also associate this. And I stopped there because you buzzed. I would have said with food. And the answer would have been Michelin. Well, a -100 to him. He's gaining and losing. As we go to the next one on your screen, careful. There's a lot to the question on your screens. Now, this is Tetsushi Sakamoto. He was appointed by Prime Minister Yoshihide as what specific minister? Varad is giving it a shot. In Japan, what is he a minister for?
This is a ministry that they created to help people who feel lonely. So he's a minister for loneliness.
People feel lonely. Japan took that seriously and said you need a minister to handle people who feel lonely. Brilliant answer. That's a brilliant answer. That is covering the world and understanding these things. That is what you call probably an empathetic government. You create a ministry when you start realizing you got an aging population that is feeling lonely. Superb, high quality 100-pointer on that to Varad. As we go to the next one on your screens. Now, who used to own Amit? Stopping me?
Unilever. I think it is currently owned by Unilever.
I need an answer, Amit. You first said Unilever. So I will stick to that. Plus
I'll
100.
say Unilever.
Plus 100 to you. Plus 100 to you. He'll get a relief on that. Sometimes in life, just stick to your instincts and don't get overcomplicated. I know the pressure is high. 5 of them are on the scorecard. It's turning out to be a very tense final. And I told you the Eastern terrain is a tough one, which is why we normally keep it just before the national final. It just builds up appropriately into a national final. As we go to the next one on your screens, identify this consumable item. Question's absolutely correct. Adarsh.
Mary Biscuit.
Mary Biscuit. Oh, you're going on Maria Antoinette, at whose wedding the Marie Biscuit got created. On your screen is Queen Margherita, the Margherita pizza. Oh, that gives him a -100. Is the doctor in the making? Tough one for him, but he thought of it well. Consumable, well, Queen Margherita. As we go to the next one, hands on that buzzer on your screen now. Which famous Indian businessman or group of companies does he represent? 5 seconds of time. Time ticking away. Nobody on that. The answer is Sanjeev Goenka, the Goenka group of companies in India. Akash says, Arey, I should have got that. That's the body language. As we go to the next one on your screens, identify this great brand. It's a good one. Malay is taking a shot at it.
Fevicol, Pidilite. Pidilite.
I've asked you for a brand and not a company.
Fevikwik, Pidilite Fevikwik.
We'll give you a plus 100. He'll get it right, absolutely right. I allowed him a fair chance because he gave me the company and he also gave me a brand. So plus 100 to Malay as he gets to, I think, 300. As we go to the next one from Gauhati University, he's playing well. Overall answer is what matters on the next one on your screen. Here it comes. All of this will lead you to a very important company. Mahtab is going for it. Careful.
This is Microsoft.
Explain that to me.
The wallpaper over here is Windows XP. The company in question is LinkedIn logo. And from that, I'm guessing it's Microsoft.
Well played. He did not really have to go towards Azure too much. And he's got that absolutely right, while Bob was also present on his screen. Nonetheless, Microsoft 100, Mahtab moving forward. On the next one, on your screens, overall answer, here it comes. A famous geographic location, Akash from I Am Shillong is taking a chance. Yes, Akash?
IKEA. The Swedish meatballs, and this is where the first IKEA was started. I mean, Agunya, that's the birthplace of Ingvar Kamprad, I think. I'm assuming that's their first product or something.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect and well played on that one. He's got that right, and I think he's moving closer towards Malay. He's on to 200, and the game is really going to be a tough one. Varad and Akash are trying to chase down Malay as we go to the penultimate question in this frontier on your screens now. With a 23% stake in Hermes, this is a giant in the world. In India, they've got a very interesting partner with a lot of interest in these brands. Hermes. You give me the global answer, I will take that. 4 letters. Adarsh is taking a shot at it. Go on, Adarsh.
LVMH.
Beautifully played. Beautifully played. They've got a lot of partnerships in India. I still went for the global one to make life a little easier for all, because it could have been a little difficult to read through it. So we'll give it on LVMH. I said 4 letters, and I think he heard that quickly. As we go to the next one, hands on the buzzer. Final one in this frontier on your screens now. The overall answer will lead you to a very important player in... Amit is going for it. Yes, Amit.
This is Walmart.
Explain that to me.
I just remember obviously Flipkart, from Flipkart Walmart, and from that Jet also. Jet is, I think, is a subsidiary of Walmart, or it comes under Walmart.
Extremely well played. 100 to Amit at a crucial moment, and he wanted that somewhere around this point in time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those of you watching this on the internet, I've got one more question for you, and let me see you crack this. Dr. Henry Watson is my name. My profession would be archaeology and history at the Marshall's College. Who am I? Nice one. It's a kind of question the Northeast would typically like. You know, they love such questions. So let's see you crack that into the text box. And if you're quick and fast and correct, you stand to win a prize from the Tatas. For the moment, Crucible Quotient on your screens. Look at that scorecard. Oh my God, it just looks like an Olympic 800-meter race, which is going into the last 150 meters. Mahtab from Patna, 200. Amit from Jamshedpur, 200. Varad from Kolkata, 200. Akash from Shillong, 200. Phenomenal. Just ahead of them, Malay from Gauhati University on 300. Remember, 2 of them will still progress. One goes straight into the final, and that will be the objective of all the 6 of them. Adarsh is not out of the game at all. All he's going to tell himself is, I need one right and then one more. After that, I'm in striking distance. So people will typically play it one at a time. I just get a feeling it's going to be a pressure cooker situation. As we move to the next frontier, it's time for us to play on what we call From the Corner Office. Here it comes. It's always been a privilege and a pleasure for us to have Mr. Harish Bhatt, who's now the brand custodian of the Tatas, to research and contribute questions for us from his corner office. Well, as folklore at Tata Crucible goes, it is his form of protest that he's not allowed to take part anymore, and he started contributing questions therefore. Well, as COO at Titan, he finished runner-up at a Tata Crucible, and that explains seniority nor age has anything to do with doing well in quiz shows. A very senior professional, he always finds his time, this time, to provide you with some probing questions. From the corner office of Mr. Harish Bhatt, 2 questions to you, 100 the value, 5 seconds the time. Starting with the first one, on your screens, here it comes. This company began its journey as manufacturers of locomotives for the railways, with initial collaborations with Cross Maffei. Later, it got into a joint venture with Daimler from Germany. For the past few years, they've been headed by a German technocrat, Mahatab.
This is Tata Motors.
Tata Motors. Railways to technically...
Yeah, Tata Motors actually didn't get into manufacturing passenger vehicles until the late 70s, if I'm correct. Their first project was manufacturing locomotives.
Mahatab will draw level with Malay from Guwahati. Patna versus Guwahati right now. Kolkata and Shillong are watching, but they will close in as well quickly. And so is Jamshedpur. Oh, nothing to leave anybody out. As we go to the second one from Mr. Bhatt. On your screen, here it comes. This place bears the name of Robert Brooke, who was the governor of Madras in 1890. Considered the oldest luxury hotel in the city of now Chennai. What is this name which comes from the Baron of Dash? 5 seconds of time ticking away. Nobody on that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the answer, Taj Connemara. Connemara gets its name from Robert Brooke, the Baron of Connemara, who was then the governor of Madras. So, ladies and gentlemen, this battle looking ever so close. Really unpredictable who's going to go through from here, even as we move into the final frontier of our battle here today. It's time to think smarter. Here it comes. Well, it is really going to be a round where they've got to think smart and smarter. On the first front, of course, they're going to take decisions on when to stop me while I'm asking the questions and outthink the others. That's to get the runs in place or the scores in place. But what they've also got to do is to hedge and say, well, can I target finishing second? Can I really still give it a go and try becoming a winner? Because 2 people are going to go through. You've got to be very pragmatic as the round unfolds. It's not only about good quizzing, it's also about decision making from here. But someone might just say, well, the best way to play is to play like Chris Gayle. You never know sometimes. The final frontier will determine which 2 move forward, which of them will go into the final directly. Starting with the first one, hands on the buzzer. There I go. Suresh Chandra Dey is said to have been a close associate of legendary freedom fighter Shurya Sen. Amit has gone for it.
I think he's founder of Sri Leathers.
We'll give you a plus 100. We'll give you a plus 100. He's playing that well and he's got 100 there. And Amit is, I think, also on par now with Malay. So I think we've got 3 of them on 300. I will show you the scores as we progress. Maybe I'll do a couple more questions. As we go to the next one, pressure building on I am Calcutta, I am Shillong. These are big names from the eastern terrain. Here's the next one. I am an edible green plant normally belonging to the cabbage family. My large flowering head small leaves are usually treated as vegetable. A person sharing my surname, most notably known as a producer of James Bond films. Adarsh.
This is broccoli.
Well played. Absolutely well played on broccoli. A producer of many James Bond films is broccoli, and a very well played out connection between James Bond films and a flowering head. As we go to the next one, it's becoming a tight fight. Now, Adarsh is also on to 100. It's a phenomenal scorecard. As we go to the next one, third one in this frontier. Totally, we've got 6. Here we go. As of January 2020, it faced a 25,000 US lawsuit over baby powder. It set aside 3.9 billion. Adarsh.
I'll go for Johnson & Johnson.
This young man has made a remarkable comeback in this final. Oh, Adarsh is now on 200. So, ladies and gentlemen, look at that scorecard on your screen. 300, 300, 200, 200, 300, 200. I've got just one word. Remarkable. And I've got what? 3 questions to go. What's going to happen from here is in their hands, but it's all of nervous. But I tell you what, any of them from here, it's just going to be like a T20 game. I really appreciate the quality of these 6 finalists. Wish we could take all of them. But then, life is not that easy. The doctor in the making from Bhubaneswar is really clawing his way back. Varad is stuck on 200. Akash is stuck on 200. Mala is stuck on 300. The others have progressed a little bit, but it's a phenomenal fight. Question number 4. It was under his leadership that General Motors pioneered the idea of a car for every purse. Malay
Lee Iacocca.
will give you a -100. The only thing he did not want was a -100. Too quick to get on the buzzer. I would have gone on to tell you the MIT School of Management is on his name. Akash is kicking himself and saying, "Arey yaar, I should have waited on that and or gone on it." The answer that I was looking for, Alfred Sloan. Malay just getting a negative when he did not want one. That helps Amit and Mahatab psychologically. It puts everyone else on an even Steven. Now 4 of them on 200, 2 of them on 300. 2 questions to go. The penultimate question. Our journey started in 1944 in Lahore. In 1960, we set up a manufacturing base in Faridabad on the outskirts of Delhi. Malay is taking a shot at it. He's playing huge risks.
So I think it's India Gate Basmati rice.
Malay, why -100 again? He's just playing reckless beyond a point. Why would you take such rash shots? Wait for me to read questions out. The next line of my question was, they work with global partners like Ford, JCB and Yamaha. The Rajdoot bike comes from them. Patience, the answer, escorts. Malay, I think, has crashed out of this game here today because he's on 100 and he really can't do much on the final question. So he's out of the game. It leaves it open for the remaining 5 of them. And in all fairness, I think he'll just allow them to play it out. As we go to the final one, hands on the buzzer. It's really going to make a difference as far as Amit and Mahatab are concerned. Else, someone's going to force a tiebreaker. Final question. The first among these in a huge series was released in June 2007. 74 days and it reached 1 million. Akash.
I'll say this is the iPhone.
Akash will get a much needed 100. Oh, look at his expression. He can't believe he's forced a tiebreaker on the final question. And I tell you what, I think we've got a 3-way tiebreaker in the Eastern terrain. Crucible quotient on your screen. Here is how it looks. Oh boy, oh boy. What a final. Mahatab from Patna on 300. Amit from NIT on 300. Akash from IIM Shillong forcing his way, taking a huge risk. Just about when I was starting the question, he buzzed And did he get it right? Superb. 3 of them on a tiebreaker, 1 question at a time, and whoever gets it right is going to win. Whoever gets it wrong, the other 2 are going to play out a tiebreaker, because I still clearly need a winner and a runner-up. Remember, the runner-up still goes in to the playoffs. 3 outstanding quizzers missing out here today. Mala is only going to be blaming himself. Varad, a little, I think, under the cloud for the way he played in the previous round. Very good quizzing by him. Adarsh bouncing back, but bouncing back a little too late. That leaves us with Akash, Mahatab, and Amit. 3 very different backgrounds of people. You've got a lawyer in the making, you've got an engineer in the making, and you've got a management student in the making. Well, who's going to go through? Here's the question. All right, 1 at a time. Here we go. In 1898, I joined Bethlehem Steel, where along with Mansoor White, one of my assistants, I developed something for a 1900 exposition. I went on to write shop management. Akash has gone for it. I went on to write shop management.
I'll say this is scientific management, Frederick Taylor.
Scientific management by Frederick Taylor.
Frederick W. Taylor, yes.
F.W. Taylor or Frederick Winslow, I think.
Yeah, Winslow.
Ladies and gentlemen, Akash from IIM Shillong, our winner! Oh boy, look at his expression. He took that chance. 2 final questions. We'll find out later if he's related to a man called MS Dhoni. Well, he seems to be a master at the art of finishing. And boy, he can't believe for his own eyes that he's actually won this quiz. Nervous. He breezed through the Northeast round, created a national record with 1,200. To get twice that 200 was difficult for him in the Eastern terrain. But he makes it to the national final. Between NIT Jamshedpur and CNLU Patna will be our next qualifier. Here's my next question to you. Between the 2 of you, 1 of you are going to qualify. Let's see who's going to handle this one. Here we go. Lifelong learning is a platform created by a Tata entity for schools. They specifically do a lot of work in the category for examinations and assessments. Mathab from Patna.
This is TCS Iron?
This is TCS Ion.
Yeah.
He's giving me a very specific answer. Well, ladies and gentlemen, into the playoffs, Muhammad Mahatab from the Law University at Patna. Well played. He's got that absolutely right. He's fought for another day. Amit really missing out on Harry pickup, I think. He was kicking himself on Harpic and he was like, oh God, I should have got that. But these are outstanding quizzers, ladies and gentlemen. What a phenomenal final we have witnessed as Akash from IIM Shillong goes through as the winner into the national final. Mahatab will play out in what we call the playoffs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for us now to bring in our guest of honor here today to congratulate our 2 champions and to give away the prizes. Someone who's been integrally part of all quizzes that the Tatas have been involved in, whether it is school, college or corporate. Someone who's really seen through it. In fact, ensured serious quizzing came into Orissa while he's been at the helm at TCS. He's currently a principal consultant with Tata Consultancy Services, a senior member of the Tata fraternity. Truly our pleasure and privilege from the eastern terrain of India to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Manoj Kumar Panda. Sir, if you could join us. So ladies and gentlemen, before we move any further and celebrate our 2 champions here today, one of whom goes into the playoff, and Akash for that absolute thriller of a victory on the final question, it's my pleasure and privilege to request Mr. Manoj Kumar Panda to say a few words on this occasion and of course, a word of advice to all these youngsters after a year that no one thought would be the way it would be. And all of us, however senior or young we are, have learnt our own lessons. Your words, sir.
Thank you, Giri. I think, as you said, I attended a lot of different kind of quizzes, starting from our teachers IT quiz to Tata Crucible, the corporate function. The first time I'm attending this Tata Crucible quiz, and very interesting, very nice kind of team here. Mostly I have seen the Bhubaneswar quiz, but here we have the whole Eastern India, and very nice competition, very nice crowd kind of questions. And interestingly, I think what we are able to see is in a time when we are not able to meet together, we are able to conduct a quiz like this, in which there is a buzzer. There is, it's really interesting. I like to watch everybody, and I'm sure everybody must be having a lot of patience. Sometimes their connections are going out. They're worried whether they'll get the questions right or wrong. But being said all that, I think this quiz has been very nicely done, and I see very good preparation from all the teams. So good luck to all of you. I think who are have come to this level, to the regional finals, definitely would have all won in your states and come to this level. Keep it up, and keep on participating in this quizzes. Tata has got a good quiz programs from Tata Crucible campus. You can go to Tata Crucible corporate quiz, and whole life you can just go on doing quizzing. So good luck to all of you.
So true. It's a learning process right through life. Like we said, lifelong learning, as you would call it probably with your friends at TCS Ion. But truly appreciate the time that you took out and joined us here, sir. As we quickly celebrate our two champions, one of them goes, of course, as runner-up into the playoffs, is Mahatab from the Law University at Patna. Extremely well played, of course. It's one of those rounds where there is no cash prize because you just progress forward. And ladies and gentlemen, pulling it off in an absolute thriller, our champion here today from the hills of Shillong, from IIM, Akash Verma. Extremely well played. The tenacity to not lose is what made him a winner here today. And he will go into that national final of this quiz. But ladies and gentlemen, for the moment, thank you so much to our chief guest. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Giri.
Thank you, sir. Look forward to seeing you in Bhubaneswar or wherever you are located now. We'll see you. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that remarkable final where any one of the six could have won, could have come second. In all fairness, it was so close, too close for comfort. But at the end of the day, it was one young man with sheer resilience and refusal to give up, coming back with absolute brilliance from the beautiful hills of Shillong, from the Indian Institute of Management, Akash Verma, our champion. Finishing runner-up, again not giving up, battling with Amit of NIT, Mohammad Mahatab from the Law University of Patna will fight another day as he makes it to the playoffs. For now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with you with the playoffs, where you will see the four runners-up from the four different zones battling with each other. Two of them are going to make it to the national final. That is coming up next. Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Pickbrain, here today at a very different contest that you're going to witness. After all the cluster finals that you've been witnessing over the last few weeks and the fascinating zonals that we saw leading to our four national finalists, we've got the four runners-up from those four zonals who are now going to be battling with each other on what we call the playoffs. In the zonal playoff, 2 out of these 4 are going to make it to the national final. So it's an extremely fair chance to identify the 6 best in our country. All the 4 of them, from north, south, east and west, have played remarkably to finish runners-up in their region. Each one of them could have well been a winner in their respective zones. But here now, between the 4 of them, 2 will qualify into the national final. 2 rounds of quizzing is what we're going to have. It's an abridged final. to just give them a fair chance. 100 the value, you get it right or wrong. And of course, 5 seconds remains the time duration. So if we are ready, we'll take action by first introducing the 4 finalists who are with us here today. Qualifying as our first finalist in this playoff here today as the runner-up from Southern India, from the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode, is Rhythm. Welcome to you, Rhythm. Neighbouring Rhythm as our second finalist from the western side of India, from College of Engineering, Pune, Prajot. Welcome to you. Neighbouring Prajot as our northern runner-up is Hem Maradia from IIM, Lucknow. Welcome, Hem. And completing our lineup from the eastern terrain in that absolutely riveting battle from the Law University of Patna, going through as runner-up, Mohammad Mahatab. Welcome to you, Mahatab. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we are with our 4 contestants, 2 of whom will go through as we get to the first frontier. Time to get swifter. Here it comes. As we start with the first one on your screen, here it comes. It's an important map from India which shows you numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do these indicate as a bifurcation in India? Exists? Hem Maradia is going for it. Yes, Hem.
So these are pin codes. So basically you have Karnataka 5, right? So if you have Bangalore, it's 560072. So these are the starting digits for the pin codes for different states in India.
So this is the India map according to the pin codes or the postal codes of India.
Postal codes, yeah.
First
Postal information number.
First 100 to IIM Lucknow, Hem Maradia off to a start. Here's the next question. Hands on the buzzer question on your screen. Who is this Padma recipient and Karma Yogi? Prajot has gone for it.
So this is E. Sridharan. E. Sridharan is also known as the Metro Man.
Extremely well played. The man who gave India the metro in many cities, especially in Delhi, and is currently, of course, playing a different innings in his life as he enters public life in Kerala. As we move to the next one, hands on the buzzer, 2 of them on 100. Here's the next one. Connect the following to a company. Sikandar, RX, TLX, Tiger. All of these will lead you to one brand. 5 seconds gone. Nobody on the buzzer on that one. The answer that I was looking for is the Sonalika group of companies. All different tractors coming there on your screen. As we go to the next one on your screen, 5 seconds is tight. Here it comes. Waze is an important initiative and Mahatab's gone for it. Yes.
Yeah, so this is Wazi is a GPS navigation company owned by Google.
Well played. He'll get himself 100 on that one. 3 of them on 100. It's getting nervous here today. As we go to the next one on your screens, here it comes. This is an extremely important personality, Prajot.
So I'll say this is the childhood pick of Elon Musk.
Lovely. Oh, beautifully played from the College of Engineering, Pune. He's got himself another one, and that takes him into an early lead. Very early lead, though. As we go to the final one, 4 of them scoring so far. Final one in this round on your screens. Now, arguably one of the greatest thinkers in India was this great man. All you got to tell me is who is this great Indian who gave India Hem Maradia?
So this is Verghese Kurian, the man behind Amul.
Beautiful. Beautifully answered. He'll get himself another 100 on that one. Cracking the visuals in style are our 4 contenders. Here's a look at Crucible Quotient. Very early days, but then 2 qualify. Here it comes. 2 of them on 200 apiece. Prajot and Hem. Mahatab on 100. Rhythm yet to score. As we move to the final frontier of our game here today, 6 questions which will determine which 2 will go through. It's time to think smarter. Here it comes. In this frontier, you will stop me when you think you know the answer. You know how the game is played. So what we're going to do basically is to ask you 1 question at a time. 6 of them in the final frontier. And 100 remains the value. When you hit the buzzer, I stop reading the question the moment you press the buzzer. First one. It is a form of life insurance that is obtained by companies on behalf of its employees. Corporations pay the premiums and receive death benefits when employees die. What is this called in the form of insurance? 5 seconds of time. Time ticking away. No one on the buzzer. The answer that I was looking for is the dead peasant insurance. Tough one for all of them as we go to the next one. On the buzzer. It's a French term meaning let events take their own course. Leave things alone. Hey Maradia.
Que sera sera.
We'll give you a -100. Well, we're in a business quiz. In the world of economics, its coordination of individual actions in markets is laissez-faire. Tough one, and he went for que sera sera. Well, I certainly like that song. Famous Doris Day, whatever will be, will be. Well, as we go to the next one, that's going to be the outcome of this quiz. Whatever will be, will be. 4 questions still to go. Here's the next one. It gets its name from the Greek word for elion and in part comes from eli, which means a type of tree. What are we talking about from the world of oils? Anybody on the buzzer? No one on the buzzer. 5 seconds of time ticking away. Came too late on that one. As I finished crossing on it, I'll still give you a chance, but no points.
Is this olive oil?
It is correct. It is correct, but too long for you on that. Moving on to the next question. Hands on the buzzer. Here's the next one coming up for you. They married the Morris sisters. And once they married the Morris sisters, a great giant came into existence. On the advice, Hem Maradia.
So the answer is Procter and Gamble married the Morris sisters and they were advised by one of the relatives to start Procter and Gamble, possibly the father-in-law.
Absolutely perfect. He knows everything about the creation of Procter and Gamble. He gets to 200. Prajot is on 200. 2 questions to go. Mahatab will have to give his charge here. If either of Prajot or him gets another 100, they are definitely through into the national final. But 2 questions to go. If Mahatab stays quiet, then it's going to be Pune and Lucknow going through. Rhythm needs to get both right. He's under pressure as we go to the next one. Penultimate question here today. Enfield continued producing the Bullet and began branding the motorcycles differently in 1999. A lawsuit over a particular word was brought in by the trademark owner David Holder. It was judged in favor of Enfield India. Ever since, that brand name has therefore continued. What was the one word that was disputed as part of the name? Him.
The dispute was on the word Royal. Like the guy had trademarked it. So they couldn't sell it under Royal Enfield, just Enfield.
And they won the trademark and therefore it continues to be called Royal Enfield.
Yeah.
Him Maradia will move to 300. He gets that absolutely right. And unless he takes a negative on the next one, well, even if he does, him would be in a safe position because Prajot is on 200. But it's now literally between Prajot and Mahatab. Well, I think Hem has actually left his buzzers and saying, I don't want to play it. Now I'm in the national final. He's got his calculations right from I am Lucknow. Well, it's literally Pune versus Patna. Final question. Hands on the buzzer. Dubbed as one of the world's most impactful recruitment decisions, Dada Abdullah and company decided to hire a person to battle for their litigations. The lawyer took the offer and reached a place called NATO, only to find that Indians were not given proper treatment by the English. Who was recruited? Who was the person recruited by a company called Dada Abdullah and company, considered one of the world's? Mahatab is taking a chance on it. Go ahead, Mahatab.
Oh, I'm just guessing. Is it Mahatma Gandhi?
Mahatma Gandhi being recruited. Well, that's interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, whether it's a quiz or in life, Mahatma Gandhi does not let you down. 100 to Mahatab. Oh, brilliant. Imagine recruiting Mahatma Gandhi. That's a brilliant answer. Mahatab will fight another day. Tiebreaker even in this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, If the year 2021 is going to be remembered for being the first ever digital extravaganza of Tata Crucible, it's also going to be remembered for the year of the tiebreakers. I think I have required at least 50 tiebreaker questions only this season. It's remarkable. Mahatab versus Prajot, the battle continues as we go into our first tiebreaker question. Here we go. It's a famous company founded by Dharampal, Purushottam Das and Rajkumar Bansal. They started with the name Pal Boot House or Pal Boot House for Dharampal way back in 1954. They own various brands and later renamed themselves on a powerful word which comes from the constitution of our country. Which shoe brand are we talking about? Mahatab is giving it a shot. Go ahead.
Liberty.
Liberty. From the Law University of Patna, Muhammad Mahatab in the national final. Oh, well played. Everyone applauding him. Rhythm really playing brilliantly through till this round. Well, but he's enjoyed his moments at a Tata Crucible this year. Prajot has had a fascinating journey from Pune as he finishes as our third place here today with 200, a credible score. Ladies and gentlemen, going into that final are two youngsters from two different locations, from the east and from the north. On our screens, here are our qualifiers from the playoffs. Muhammad Mahatab from the Law University of Patna, Him Maradia from IIM Lucknow. These two will now join the top four from each of the regions in the national final. On the other side, well, you certainly do not want to miss the national finale of Tata Crucible 2021. But all of that, ladies and gentlemen, is something that's going to come to you. At this moment, what you need to remember is these are the top 6 after grueling rounds of battle. Internet selections, wildcards with Rashmi Furtado, finals in the clusters, zonal rounds, then this round, and then the big finale. You certainly want to be there, even if you do not want to enjoy that final, which you certainly will, to encourage these youngsters as they battle it out for the top honors of this nation. Tata Crucible, the national final, coming up for you. But for now, from me, Pickbrain, from all of us, from this entire crew, thank you for watching. Stay safe.